7, straight out to CNN correspondent Poppy Harlow on the ground in Colorado. Poppy, what have you learned tonight about how this apartment was rigged and how bad the destruction might have been had it gone off?
Well, Jane, I've had very in-depth conversations with a law enforcement official who was on the scene on Saturday when police detonated the bombs inside in that control box, and he has reviewed video that was taken inside of Holmes' apartment, described it to me in great detail. As you said, sort of 30 homemade grenades or IEDs filled with gunpowder, the wires from them attached and going into a main control box in the kitchen, telling me it looked like, quote, spaghetti in there, also saying that this was more similar to things that the source had seen in Afghanistan or Iraq than things that he had seen here in the United States. Not unlike anything he'd seen, but things he had rarely seen in this country. I was also told, you know, imagine the fireball that could have gone off if that had been set off by someone entering the apartment. I'm told the flame would have consumed the entire third floor of the apartment complex, and by the time a fire truck would have arrived, they would have arrived to a building that would have been completely consumed in flames. And just to give you some perspective on how close we came to that, the downstairs neighbor that lived below Holmes, Caitlin Fonzie, heard techno music blasting from the apartment in those early morning hours on Friday, went upstairs to the apartment to complain, felt that the door was unlocked, almost went into Holmes' apartment, which easily could have set off that tripwire and the explosives, but decided last minute not to. Take a listen to what she told CNN.
And I went upstairs and knocked on the door quite a few times and realized that it was possibly unlocked. And so I thought about peering my head in there and had my hand on the door handle and just yelling at them to say, hey, turn it down. And I decided not to do that. I just had a trepidation, and a little voice told me, no, just let the cops handle it.
Pretty amazing she had that voice in her head, Jane. I'll also tell you that my source, when I asked, did it appear like this apartment was rigged correctly? Would it have worked? And he said, yes, it appears it was rigged right, that this was very sophisticated, this was not a crude setup, and it looked like it would have detonated.
And you just saw some of the ordnance detonated by authorities, fires in a lot that they set up to get rid of some of this ordnance. Thank you so much for that excellent report.